So, not too long ago, the Riot balancing team got together and decided that, hey, we should nerf Zed. And I have no problem with this. So the preliminary nerf to Zed's ultimate is a percentage damage nerf, and this is on the PBE, so nothing is set in stone. Now I think Zed's current state is a little bit obnoxious, and that is for several reasons. Every time in recent memory that Zed's gotten a nerf that's been to his mobility or his fluidity, it's taken the players a little bit of time to adapt to the various delays. That is the delay on the W, the delay on the R to jump back, etc. Now along with all the different item nerfs that came with the preseason, including some of Zed's previously best and core items, they also changed his W at the same time, so some asshole made a video making it seem like Zed was getting the shaft of the preseason changes. Now this, combined with the public outcry from Zed players, might have been what caused them to buff Zed. Now I thought the buffs they gave him were actually really interesting, except for the ultimate damage. Increasing the speed and range was to compensate for the W nerf, and eventually when Zed players got a little bit more used to it, they got a little bit better at hitting it, even though it now is much more dodgeable, which is a good thing. I don't think that's bad this way. Now the issue with the damage buff was that I think they wanted to put him back into his place so he could get a Bork maybe, because it was much more difficult to get the Bork early game, so they wanted to compensate a little bit for that. But now that people know what they're supposed to be building on Zed, you don't really need that extra damage. The previous ult damage was more than enough. Now this brings me to Duskblade of Draktharr. Draktharr? 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 Duskblade, which, if it works the way it works on PBE, will work fantastically for Zed. You can get a BF sword whenever you want, you can get triple Dirk, not to mention the Nightfall ability, which not only plays around QSS very nicely, but also synchronizes well with your ultimate. Of course, as with any PBE item or change, we'll have to see how it develops before we make our verdict, but it looks really strong on paper. Now this is a great outlook for Zed, and it's also why I think he will be nerfed a little bit more, and probably should be. There's also an issue that most of his itemization is relatively safe at the moment, meaning items you build anyway also give you tankiness. So a Maw gives you tankiness, a Black Cleaver gives you tankiness. Combining the small things, and Zed gets it's relatively forgiving for an assassin to make mistakes. Not to mention Sterix, which is one of my favorite items on Zed at the moment. With all this, I think it's likely that Zed will get some kind of additional nerf or tweak in the near future, which will probably not do too much harm to him. But then again, I'm no seer, I can't see into the future, we don't know what's gonna happen. Taric might become secretly OP, or might find a new item and there might be a new release, a new champion. You just can't know. So please don't take your frustration out on Reddit, and please don't do it in my name. Alright guys, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.